I'm Stephanie Osborne. I'm 30 years old. I'm a Kiwi living in London for the last 5 years, and I work in public relations. I was diagnosed about 9 months ago. I had been to see my GP because I was trying to conceive. He sent me away with a generic leaflet about how to manage polycystic ovaries, which generally is looking at your weight, your exercise, and also considering going on the contraceptive pill. So at that time, clearly that wasn't good advice for me, because he could see that I was a very fit and healthy patient, and he knew that I was trying to conceive. I felt really helpless because there was no advice that he was able to give me that was actually tailored to my individual situation and my symptoms. My PCOS symptoms were mainly just irregular cycles. I don't have a problem with weight, I don't have excess hair. So it was really difficult that he wasn't giving me any next steps. And he had said that the usual way to treat polycystic ovaries would not be relevant for me. I did take some supplements that I do believe helped my situation. Those things were helping, but it was clear that they weren't doing enough to fix the underlying problem, because if they were, then they would have been able to fully correct my cycle. So my husband and I went back to the gynecologist a second time. He came to the conclusion that because it hadn't just miraculously fixed itself, that I most likely was going to have IVF. And I was so shocked and distraught, and it was probably the lowest point ever in my life, because I wasn't even 30 years old. I just couldn't believe that in such a short frame of time he had already jumped to the conclusion that we would need to get IVF. And what's more is he then said that IVF through the NHS system was drying up, and that it probably would be very difficult for us to have any IVF through the NHS. We decided that I should first take some of these tests, which I did. I had to push my GP to take the tests, and I got the test done, and Claire analysed my results. And the one thing that really stood out to her was that my blood glucose levels were quite high. So I had a conversation with my GP, and he wasn't concerned with it at all, and he didn't feel that any medications to treat insulin resistance would be relevant. Probably within, in fact, 2 weeks of starting, I got my next period. So the next month, it was a 34-day cycle, which was the most instantaneous results out of everything that I tried. It was amazing that it actually worked. And I think what was so surprising for me is that, yes, I do work in PR, and yes, I do have nice lunches sometimes, but outside of that, I do eat really healthy. So I was dubious about the diet, because I thought, I'm already eating healthy. I already eat my 5 a day of my veg, etc. So can it really have that much of an impact? It was really, really exciting. And then 1 month, my period didn't arrive as per usual, and I developed tiredness. So I thought I better take a test and figure out what's going on. So we took a test, and for the first time in a year, we got a positive. Our reaction was a very practical reaction. We didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. I was worried that I'd had so many cramps that I thought maybe it was ectopic. So we went straight to the A&E to get it checked out. They did an ultrasound and confirmed that a sac had implanted in my uterus and that we were pregnant. And it was the most amazing experience. And it had taken over a year. We had our 12-week scan the other day, and again, it was just, I know that you see scans all the time, you see your friends' pictures, but when you see it actually moving in real time, and you know that it's inside you, it's absolutely amazing. It was the most special experience. So we were looking at IVF, which is thousands and thousands of pounds. In comparison to that, a couple of £100 to have a personalised program. Such an obvious choice to try, because it's your woman health. Not even if you're not trying for a family, then it's still something that you need to address and you need to fix. So I think it's a really relevant program and great value for money, if I'm honest. It's extremely reasonable.